Guru Kripa Kevalam. Namaste everyone. Very warm welcome to Satsang this evening. Satguru Sri Muji Baba ki Jai. And today is the last Satsang before Guruji's retreat starts, so we can use it as a bit of question time. If you want some questions answered, I can look at those. One is already there. So Amaya is posting. She's saying, "Beloved Father, Jai's question to you from the heart altar." So the question is, hello, from your teachings, I am learning that the world is a projection of the mind. Is everything that I see a dream, just as I dream at night? If that is the case, then when I write to you, I am only writing to myself. Then am I all there is? And there is no other. You in reality are just a projection. And if you answer this message, it only happens that I am responding to me. So let's look at this part first. From your teachings, I am learning that the world is a projection of the mind. Is everything that I see a dream, just when I dream? Yes. In a way, we can say like this. The only thing is there is some difference in terminology. And it's important to get the terminology consistent, otherwise some confusion can be caused. So many masters use the word mind in different ways. Use the term mind in different ways. So the Buddhists, for example, might use the term the unborn mind to point to this self itself, to point to this beingness. Some others might use mind to refer to this bundle of thoughts. Like Bhagavan said, mind is a bundle of thoughts. So usually when in Satsang I use the term mind, I am referring to these thoughts, which are energy constructs, which we are all familiar with. And also I use the term mind sometimes use it for similar sort of energies, which include all this imagination, memory. Just for convenience sake, we club all these projections together as mind. So I would mostly say that this world is a projection which is appearing in the light of your being, your existence, this consciousness. So in the light of your consciousness, I am, this entire world play seems to appear. And as part of the world play, one of the energy constructs that appears is the mind, or these bundle of thoughts. So the world is a projection of your being. Then is everything that I see a dream, just as when I dream at night. This interaction right now is very much a possibility to happen in your dream at night, isn't it? This very same situation could also be a dream situation. So it is important to recognize that there is no qualitative or tangible distance or difference between that experience and this experience. So it is not even clear to say that that is a dream and this is waking, or that is waking and this is a dream. Both is the state where some phenomenal experiences are being tasted. When your light of consciousness is, then the play of these world appearances starts and it is experienced. So the difference of waking and dream state is just semantical. There is no actual difference. If that is the case, then when I write to you, I am only writing to myself. Am I all there is? Yes. You are all there is, and there is no other. But if you consider this you, which is all there is, to be some sort of a limited entity, to be some sort of a entity with boundaries, like a limited existence, then this will start to seem a bit scary. It can even sound a bit lonely. Oh, I'm all there is. This is very sad or scary. But I'm not referring to you as this limited one. I'm referring to you. Here to go. Good reply. I'm referring to you as that to which this concept of one or two does not really apply. Here there is no concept of separation or oneness. That which is the eternal witness of all things is not lonely or friendly. It is that light which is unperceivable through our senses, and yet that unending light from which this entire play emerges and dissolves back into. So when you say that if you answer this message, it only happens that I am responding to me, it is in an aspect of yourself which you call your consciousness or your beingness. This play of light and sound is going on. There are no two there. That is why there is no me or I or you, no questioner, no answerer. Just like the waves of one ocean, just like the appearances of characters in a movie, but all they actually are the light from the projector. You are the light of the self. Then you say, all others are a projection of thoughts in consciousness. So if you do good or bad, or love me or hate me, it does not make a difference. It is only me, having apparently outside of me as someone else that loves me or not. I'm only one here, and it feels alone. Yeah, I was feeling like it can feel like this. Now, as we already said, here there is no idea of either separation or oneness. Is it? It is beyond all of these qualitative expressions. So when we say it is one, Advaita, not two, actually Advaita is a beautiful term because it says not two. Is it? Not two. But actually even the concept of one does not apply because one implies that there could be a two. You are beyond all concepts now. So this idea that there is a me who is all alone is not true. There is no sense of aloneness in this. There is no sense of separation or unity in this. It is the one unchanging reality beyond the concept of one. beyond the concept of the possibility of two. So what you must not do is use my pointings to make it a teaching out of it or a learning out of it, because this can create confusion. Use my pointings to look for yourself what is the truth. And I say find that one eternal unchanging witness now. Don't use the concept, oh, I must be the eternal unchanging witness. See if you can actually have a recognition of this. Because in that recognition, this fear will dissolve. If it is going to become a new learning, if it is a new Advaita concept, then that itself is not helpful. Because if we are just making a new conceptual framework out of what is being pointed to, then it can even add even more confusion. It's better maybe you don't have this framework at all. You see? If you have to have a framework, better to have a normal worldly framework then. So the point of these teachings, the point of these pointings is to bring you to your inner intuitive insight about what you actually are. See? When you find this one, then from there, tell me if that one is lonely or alone, if it is fearful, if it is feeling afraid of the fact that there is nobody else. So this conceptually it can seem very scary or destructive, this pointing. But this is conceptually. When you taste yourself to be this, you will see that it's pure beyond pure, pristine beyond pristine. So I'm happy that you've been listening to the pointings, but use the pointings to come to your insight about this for yourself, recognize your own reality, and use them only for this purpose. Because if they get used as concepts, then they'll start to feel obviously a bit strange. The other thing that can happen many times is that we hold on to the centrality of the body perspective. Then it can feel like, oh, there's just me, and all of this is actually my projection. But again, at the center of all of this projection, we can hold on to a limited sort of entity. But that limited entity is not there. Only unlimited self, the manifest aspect of which is the unlimited being itself. Then you say, nothing including this body exists, just me as awareness or consciousness. Makes it all seem so phony. I feel sick about this. Yeah, you can feel like that a bit. But actually, as your tasting of this will deepen, you will find that it's a great inclusion, not a great exclusion. That's the funny thing about this. As you come to the unchanging substratum of all appearances, you see, you will see that all of this dance of light and sound is just an aspect of you. You are the eternal unchanging self. Helen says, how to expand the moment and remain out of time. It cannot be a doing. Any doing is in time. Very beautiful already. Is it? So already you have answered your question. How to expand the moment and remain out of time. It cannot be a doing because any doing is in time. So it can only be a gift of grace. Even better. Even better. You see? And remain out of time. So already you answered the question. But you're probably presuming that the doing that made you become in time has happened. So now you need an undoing. That's what seems to get presumed. I am telling you that right now, show me how you are in time. Is it? Huh? Get in time. Get in time. Is it? Be constrained by the boundaries of time. Nobody can do it. Is it? Like this. Then you can observe the objects which are in time. You can observe your own body moving. All this is happening. Like this body in front of you seems to be moving in time. You see? That which is witnessing all of this, that which is perceiving all of this, is that also changing in time? Is that contained in time? It automatically isn't, is it? It just isn't. So, because the doing that could put you in time has never happened, the undoing to take you out of time is not needed. Is it? That is why this is the simple path where we just have to recognize the reality as it is. You see? Nothing ever got separated. You see? Otherwise, you would need some action to put it together. You see? Then the path of knowledge would be fake. You see? If an action of separation had happened, and there was a greater you and a smaller you which was outside of you, and this separation actually happened, then obviously you would need some activity, some motion, some doing to put you back together again. You see? But that separation has never happened. That is why looking at this is enough. That is why the Gyan path or the knowledge path can work. Because self-knowledge means to see the truth as it is. You see? It is as simple as saying you might believe that you lost your head, but when you actually check, it has always just been here. If you had actually lost it, then you would have to do a procedure to put it back. You see? So, you have never lost yourself. The one that has come into time has never been you, has just been in the realm of appearances. You see? And you can see that now. The body can move with time. You see? All this. Are you also moving? Are you changing? Yeah? You see? You see that you are the unchanging witness. You see that you are the unchanging witness of all of this. Now, put that unchanging witness in time and show. Make that an object in time. Nobody can do it. Is it? So the seeker is trying to solve problems which have never existed. What was I saying the other day? Oh, that was about the mind. You know what is the mind? The voice which gives you unsolicited advice on how to make things worse. So the seeker aspect of the mind can say, but I am so caught up in time. How do I get out of time? I'm stuck in time. But you are not. Unless you consider yourself to be an object. Show me the one that is stuck in time. Is your being stuck in time? Is your seeing stuck in time? Nothing is stuck. This is your eternal moment. That moment which is not in time. See? So this recognition is happening now by grace. Everything is happening by grace. Most of these seeker problems, I have a tip for most of them, which is that you try to do the reverse of it. Okay? The seeker problem will be, so how can I just remain as myself? So flip it and say, how can I leave myself? Try to leave yourself, and you see it's not possible to leave. In the same way, like this, how can I find my eternal being? How can I step out of time? Reverse. How can I become time-based? How can I become an object which is subject to time? You cannot do it. You cannot do it. Very good. Very good. Drea says, beloved Father, the mind is trying to pull me back into the fear of survival. Can you guide me out of this pull? The only one that is here is God. The mind only has one trick, which is to convince you, God, that you are a person. Is it? Now, this fear of survival is a very, very common thing that the mind tries to play with as you are discovering that which is beyond birth and death, beyond attack and defense. Is it? The mind plays up with this fear of the unknown, fear of death, fear of survival. But as you inquire, as you check on who could die, it's a very beautiful contemplation. Who is here that could die? Only objects are born and die. Only things. But you are not a thing. Only appearances come and go. But you are not an appearance. So, what to do with these mind tricks? Either you surrender them if you feel devotional at that time. You say, if I have to die, it is my master's problem. If I have to live, it is my master's problem. Guru Kripa Kevalam. And in those times when you're not feeling so devotional, inquire and say, who could die? What could die here? What am I considering myself to be? Dearest Father, when I check, there is peace, there is contentment. But where is love? Dearest Father, that is love. Have you ever seen anybody address anyone else dearest without any love? That is love. It's just that we're getting used to a love without a need. We're getting used to a love without a want. We're getting used to a love which is not necessarily, oh, I love. This kind of love. They're getting used to a love which is so relaxed in its loving, so unrushed, not desperate, so content. So your peace, your contentment is also this love. You're finding a love which is the love of non-separation. We played for too long with the worldly sort of love. We feel like there is a me and there is another and there must be this love. You see, this kind of love. Which is okay. But now we're facing a different love, which is not rushed, which has no need. And yet, when we check, we find that this is here, dearest, dearest. Where does it come from? Love. Bhagavan, is timeless existence an illusion? Timeless illusion. Timeless existence an illusion. Timeless existence is here. Your existence is beyond space and time. This is the meaning of timeless existence. It is not contained. It does not have a duration. It does not have an age. Your existence. So it is timeless. Ultimately, for the ultimate reality, even your existence is an illusion. Ultimately, even your existence is an illusion. Why? Because our definition is like that. What did we call that which is real? What did we call that which is real? We call that which is the eternal unchanging. And yet, even our existence comes and goes. Ultimately, you mustn't be in too much of a rush to say these kind of things. Then you can truly say whether it is waking state or sleep state, it makes no difference to the reality of what I am. If the slaps that we get in our waking state are nothing but feathers for us, then we come to that point where we can say, yes, this I am is nothing but an illusion for me because it comes and goes. But if it still feels like I am in some way related to this play, to this appearance within I am, then better not to say these kind of things. Because as we say these kind of things, life has this beautiful way of testing them. It's very easy to say conceptually, yes, even this existence, consciousness, being is illusion for me. And then 2, 3 things happen in this existence and we go, so if it is your insight, it's very beautiful. Stay with that inner silence of this insight. And if it is not your insight, forget about it. It is an experience here, I swear on Ramana's head. Yes, good then. Good then. All my blessings are there for this. But if there is a need to proclaim it, that is not coming from that experience. The experience itself is so pristine that it makes even your outward appearance so beyond any that the words can express. No proclamation, has no one in experience, not even self, that shines. No proclamation, has no one in experience, not even self, that shines. Yes, that not even self is you. That not even self. No I is the real I. Thank you so much, Father. Eternally grateful for the pointings and breaking of illusion. Thank you. Walking from the inside. Huh? What I can. Bless me, Bhagavan, that all that is unreal here is dissolved in Sadguru. Good. Then, no more questions. Maybe you can sing something. All of you have a wonderful, wonderful retreat. May we all continue to bathe in my Father's grace. May we find rest at His feet. May we feel gratitude in our heart for His untiring presence, leading us to this reality, this truth. May there be peace in all your lives. Let there be peace, let there be peace, let there be peace. Om Shanti Shanti. What are we singing? Thank you. Already clapping. Huh? Good. Yo, where's, oh, sorry, come closer, come closer. This one is really very special, this song. Very good.
Guru Kripa Kevalam, Guru Kripa Kevalam, Guru Kripa Kevalam. Kripa Kevalam Guru Kripa Kevalam Guru Kripa Kevalam Guru Kripa Kevalam Guru Kripa Kevalam Shambhu 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 Can you hear behind the words? Can you hear your presence? Can you hear beyond the words? Can you taste your presence? Shambhu 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 Guru Kripa Kevalam 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 Shambhu 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 Can you hear behind the words? Can you feel your presence? Can you hear beyond the words? Can you taste your presence? Shambhu 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 Shambho, 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 Shambho.
About that one. Where?
Where are you going?
Now that get ready. Manju, it's in the Mira one. It's in the Mira one. It's where are you? Can you hear Radha with Krishna one? Can you? She's nodding.
Where are you now? Where are you now? Ramana. We'll never separated, never separated.
You want to get a guitar? Sorry.
Yeah, sure. Where are you now? Where are you now? Ramana. Never separated, never separated. Ramana. Where are you now? Where are you now? Papaji. Never separated, never separated. Papaji. Where are you now? Where are you now? Motiva. We were never separated, never separated. Motiva. Unchanging. We were never separated, never separated. Ananta-Part. Where are you now? Where are you now? We were never separated, never separated. Jesus Christ. We were never separated, never separated. Jesus Christ. Where are you now? Where are you now? Shiva. We were never separated, never separated. Shiva. Where are you now? Where are you now, Krishna? We were never separated, never separated, Krishna. Where are you now? We were never separated, never separated. Where are you now? We were never separated, never separated. Where are you not, my Lord? We were never separated, never separated, my Lord. Where am I now? Where am I now? I am. And I was never separated, never will be separated. I
Need some more time? Okay. You can take some. Mira. This one that you're feeling shy to send you. Very sweet. Yeah, that's very sweet. Come here, so they can see you.
He's more shy.
You think also you come?
He's shy that I'm not saying.
राधा प्यारी दे डारो ना बंसी मोरी, राधा प्यारी दे डारो ना बंसी मोरी, वो बंसी में मेरो प्राण बसत है, वो बंसी में मेरो प्राण बसत है, वो बंसी हो गई चोरी, राधा प्यारी दे डारो ना बंसी मोरी, राधा प्यारी दे डारो ना बंसी मोरी, काहे से गाऊं काहे से बजाऊं, काहे से लाऊं, गैया फिरी, काहे से लाऊं, काहे से बजाऊं, काहे से लाऊं, गैया फिरी, राधा प्यारी दे डारो ना बंसी मोरी, काहे राधा प्यारी दे डारो ना बंसी मोरी, वो बंसी में मेरो प्राण बसत है, वो बंसी में मेरो प्राण बसत है, वो बंसी हो गई चोरी, राधा प्यारी दे डारो ना बंसी मोरी, हाँ हाँ करत तेरी पैया पड़त, तरस खाओ प्यारी मोरी, राधा प्यारी, हाँ हाँ करत तेरी पैया पड़त, तरस खाओ प्यारी मोरी, राधा प्यारी दे डारो ना बंसी मोरी, राधा प्यारी दे डारो ना बंसी मोरी, वो बंसी में मेरो प्राण बसत है, वो बंसी में मेरो प्राण बसत है, वो बंसी हो गई चोरी, राधा प्यारी दे डारो ना बंसी मोरी, राधा प्यारी दे डारो ना बंसी मोरी।
Very good. Mama sings so well, no? Are you going to sing that with her? Like what you sang the other day for her? No, shy? Come on, Radha Perry. Hey, you're not giving her one seat.
It's
Yes.
just very shaky for her.
Yes.
Try. Hey Govinda, Hari Narayan, Hey Gopala, Hari Narayan, बांसुरी बजाए मोरे नंदना, बांसुरी बजाए मोरे नंदना हे गोविंदा हरि नारायण हे गोपाला हरि नारायण बांसुरी बजाए मोरे नंदलाल बांसुरी बजाए मोरे नंदलाल मन मोहना गोविंदा मनमोहन गोविंदा मनमोहना गोविंदा मनमोहन गोविंदा मनमोहना गोविंदा मनमोहन गोविंदा मनमोहना गोविंदा मनमोहन गोविंदा मनमोहना गोविंदा मनमोहन गोविंदा हे गोपाला हरि नारायण हे गोपाला हरि नारायण बांसुरी बजाए मोरे नंदलाल बांसुरी बजाए मोरे नंदलाल मनमोहना गोविंदा मनमोहन गोविंदा मनमोहना गोविंदा मनमोहन गोविंदा हे गोपाला हरि नारायण हे गोपाला हरि नारायण हरि नारायण हरि
Seems to be my all-time favorite. Ready? No? This one. Sakri is also hiding. Come on. Happy with it? You want the word too?
Antaratamadiguru. He Atmatamohari Antaratamadiguru. He Atmatamohari Jatila Kutilatama Antarangabahu Jatila Kutilatama Antarangabahu Avadipina Sanchari Havavipina Sanchari Antaratama He Atmatamohari Januma Januma Shatakoti Samskara Januma Januma Shatakoti Samskara Paramacharama Samskari Paramacharama Samskari Antaratamadiguru. He Atmatamohari Papa Punya Nana Lalita Rudra Leela Papa Punya Nana Lalita Rudra Leela Rupa Rupa Vihari Rupa Rupa Vihari Rupa Rupa Vihari Rupa Rupa Vihari Antaratamadiguru. He Atmatamohari Antaratamadiguru. He Atmatamohari.
Gopala, ready? Set. We'll sing with you. Yes.
C sharp.
Can you find for you? Can you find? Yeah, you can find. Can she do it on the guitar? You know, with this C sharp?
C sharp.
C sharp. C hash sharp. Tanpura. C sharp. You have. We'll find Chaitanya will find the C sharp. We can find the camera. Is it? Jai Radha Madhava Jai Radha Jai Radha Madhava Jai Radha Madhava Jai Kunjari Jai Gopi Janavallabha Jai Gopi Janavallabha Jai Gopi Janavallabha Jai Ram Madhava Jai Kunjari Jai Radha Madhava Jai Kunjari Yeshodanandana Vrijitandana Yeshodanandana Vrijitandana Yeshodanandana Vrijitandana Yeshodanandana Vrijitandana Yamuna Tira Vihari Yamuna Tira Vihari Yamuna Tira Vihari Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Jai Radha Madhava Jai Kunjari Jai Radha Madhava Jai Kunjari Jai Gopi Janavallabha Jai Viraj Jai Gopi Janavallabha Jai Viraj Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Jai Rama, Madhava, next one, both of you say Chit your answer. You want C sharp? We'll play. Sing it, yes. C sharp. C sharp. C sharp. C sharp is the same as G minor. Gana gana nila vandana di sundara. Gana gana nila vandana adi sundara. Megha shamala Madhava Murahara. Megha shamala Madhava Murahara. Gana gana nila vandana adi sundara. Mandasmita mukha Radha Manohara. Mandasmita mukha Radha Manohara. Govinda Gopala Natavara Giridhara. Govinda Gopala Natavara Giridhara. Megha Shamala Madhava Murahara. Megha Shamala Madhava Murahara. Gana gana nila vadana adi sundara. Mandasmita mukha Radha Manohara. Govinda Gopala Natavara Giridhara. Govinda Gopala Natavara Giridhara. Megha Shamala Madhava Murahara. Megha Shamala Madhava Murahara. Gana gana nila vadana adi sundara. I didn't feel like it's finished. That's very beautiful. Chitta You want Sisha? What happened to Sisha?
One blunder. Third section.
चित्त चोरा यशोदा के बाल नवनीत चोर गोपाल चित्त चोरा यशोदा के बाल नवनीत चोर गोपाल 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 Gopal, Govardhanadhara Gopal, 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 Govardhanadhara Gopal. Gopal, 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 Govardhanadhara Gopal, 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 Gopal. Govardhanadhara Gopal, Chitta Chora Yashoda ke baal, Navneeta Chora Gopal, Chitta Chora Yashoda ke baal, Navneeta Chora Gopal, 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 Govardhanadhara Gopal, 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 Govardhanadhara Gopal. Gopal, 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 Govardhanadhara Gopal, 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 Govardhanadhara Gopal, Govardhanadhara Gopal. Krishna Govinda Govinda Gopala, Krishna Govinda Govinda Gopala, Krishna Govinda Govinda Gopala, Krishna Govinda Govinda Gopala, Jaya Murali Manohar Nandanana, Jaya Murali Manohar Nandanana, Krishna Govinda Govinda Gopala, Krishna Govinda Govinda Gopala, Krishna Govinda Govinda Gopala, Krishna Govinda Govinda Gopala, Jaya Murali Manohar Nandanana, Jaya Murari Manohar Nandalaya Krishna Govinda Govinda Gopala Krishna Govinda Govinda Gopala Krishna Govinda Govinda Gopala Krishna Govinda Govinda Gopala Jaya Murali Manohar Nandalaya Jaya Murali Manohar Nandalaya Krishna Govinda Govinda Gopala Krishna Govinda Govinda Gopala Krishna Govinda Govinda Gopala Krishna Govinda Govinda Gopala Jaya Murali Manohar Nandalaya Jaya Murali Manohar Nandalaya Krishna Govinda Govinda Gopala Krishna Govinda Govinda Gopala Krishna Govinda Govinda Gopala Krishna Govinda Govinda Gopala Jaya Murali Manohar Nandalaya Jaya Murali Manohar Nandalaya Krishna Govinda Govinda Gopala Krishna Govinda Govinda Gopala Krishna Govinda Govinda Gopala Krishna Govinda Govinda Gopala Jaya Murali Manohar Nandalaya Jaya Murali Manohar Nandalaya Krishna Govinda Govinda Gopala Krishna Govinda Govinda Gopala Krishna Govinda Govinda Gopala Krishna Govinda Govinda Gopala Jaya Murali Manohar Nandalaya Krishna Gopala Hari Narayanaya Mukunda Krishna Gopala Vande 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 Krishna Gopala Vande 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 Krishna Gopala Shri Krishna Vaikuntaya Krishna Krishna Gopala Shri Krishna Vaikuntaya Krishna Krishna Gopala Vande 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 Krishna Gopala Vande 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 Krishna Gopala Radhe Krishna Gopala Radhe Krishna Gopala Radhe Krishna Gopala Radhe Krishna Gopala Vande, Vande Krishna Gopala. Vande, Vande, Vande Krishna Gopala. Krishna Gopala, Krishna Krishna Gopala, Krishna Krishna Gopala, Krishna Krishna Gopala. Vande, Vande, Vande Krishna Gopala. Vande, Vande, Vande Krishna Gopala. Omkar Sadguru, Omkar Sadguru, Omkar Sadguru, Omkar Sadguru, Omkar Sadguru, Sadguru Omkar, Omkar Sadguru, Sadguru Omkar, Omkar Sadguru, Omkar Sadguru, Omkar Sadguru, Omkar Sadguru, Omkar Sadguru, Sadguru Omkar, Omkar Sadguru, Sadguru Omkar. Muji Baba Sadguru, 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 Sadguru Omkar, Muji Baba Sadguru, Sadguru Omkar, Muji Baba Sadguru, 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 Sadguru Omkar, Muji Baba Sadguru, Sadguru Omkar. Parabrahma Sadguru, Parabrahma Sadguru, Parabrahma Sadguru, Parabrahma Sadguru, Parabrahma Sadguru, Sadguru Omkar, Parabrahma Sadguru, Sadguru Omkar. Parabrahma Sadguru, Parabrahma Sadguru, Parabrahma Sadguru, Parabrahma Sadguru, Parabrahma Sadguru, Sadguru Omkar, Parabrahma Sadguru, Sadguru Omkar. Sadguru Namo, Sadguru Namo, Sadguru Namo, Sadguru Namo, Sadguru Namo, Sadguru Omkar, Sadguru Namo, Sadguru Omkar, Sadguru Namo, Sadguru Namo, Sadguru Namo, Sadguru Namo, Sadguru Namo, Sadguru Omkar, Sadguru Namo, Sadguru Omkar. Omkar Sadguru, Omkar Sadguru, Omkar Sadguru, Omkar Sadguru, Omkar Sadguru, Sadguru Omkar, Omkar
Sadguru, Sadguru Omkar, Omkar Sadguru, Omkar Sadguru, Omkar Sadguru, Omkar Sadguru, Omkar Sadguru, Sadguru Omkar, Omkar Sadguru, Sadguru Omkar, Sadguru, Omkar Sadguru, Omkar Sadguru, Omkar Sadguru, Sadguru, Muji Baba Sadguru, Muji Baba Sadguru, Muji Baba Sadguru. Om Satguru Dev, Muji Baba Ki Jai, Muji Baba Ki Jai. Om Satguru Deva, Muji Baba Ki Jai, Muji Baba Ki Jai. Do you know? Let's learn this one. Matthew wants to sing? What is that thing you sing very beautifully? What is that thing? Yes, yes. Yes. Yeah. What happened?
20 minutes before.
What about the song Mama and Papa sang that day? No, Mama? The mic has to be closer also. You come a bit closer. Yeah, you can. The mic has to be closer to you. Otherwise you won't do it. You play? Camera.
Dosi budosi niranjanasi samsara maya parivajitesi samsara savatnam tajamohanidam na janma mrityo tatsasvaharupi. You are forever pure, you are forever true, and the dream of this world can never touch you. So give up your attachments, give up your confusions, fly to that space that's beyond all illusions. Sudosi budosi niranjanasi samsara maya parivajitesi samsara savanam trayam mohanidram na janma mrityo tatsasvaharupi. You are forever pure, you are forever true, and the dream of this world can never touch you. So give up your attachments, give up your confusions, fly to that space that's beyond all illusions. Sudosi budosi niranjanasi samsara maya parivajitesi samsara savanam trayam mohanidram na janma mrityo tatsasvaharupi. You are forever pure, you are forever true, and the dream of this world can never touch you. So give up your attachments, give up your confusions, fly to your space that's beyond all illusion.
Very nice. You have to learn that one, not one that we keep hearing in the car.
Oh, yeah. Is that better?
It's sung to God. So,
We can sing that one together.
yeah. Thank you all so much for being in Satsang today. Sadguru Shri Muji Baba ki
Jai.
Sadguru Shri Ananta Ji ki Jai.
Guru Kripa Kevalam.